Hello, my fellow humans. This is Justice the Mystical Healer, and today we're going to talk about why you're afraid of sharing your vulnerabilities. Now, when you think about being vulnerable and you connect your vulnerability to being weak, are you going to want to share that? I'm sure you'll say no. Why? Because you believe your vulnerabilities makes you weak instead of making you strong. And because you believe these are weaknesses, you don't want to share them. But is that true? Are your vulnerabilities weak? Is being vulnerable a sign of weakness? No. I'm sure when you think about it, you'll say no. Sharing your vulnerabilities is actually a sign of strength. Why? Because I'm opening myself up and saying, hey, here I am naked, completely. You can do what you want, but guess what? I'm not afraid. I'm not coming from the perspective of fear. I'm coming from the perspective of openness and connectedness. I want to connect, and the only way to connect is by being vulnerable. So if you ever feel you don't connect with people, ask yourself this question: how vulnerable are you? Right? If you don't feel you connect, ask that question: how vulnerable are you? Are you open or are you closed? If this castle was yours, would your doors be open or would your doors be closed? Right? If you want someone in, can you be closed? I'm sure you'll say no. If you want someone in, you're going to have to be open. Why? Because that is how we connect. And being vulnerable is a sign of strength. Why? Because so many people are afraid of being vulnerable. So is that a sign of strength? No, that's a sign of weakness. They're acting out of fear. No, I don't want to hurt. So you can't come in. But guess what? Hey, I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to show you completely. And you can come straight in. That's a sign of strength. Being vulnerable and sharing your vulnerabilities is actually a sign of strength and not a sign of weakness. Thank you. This is Justice the Mystical Healer, and today we went over how sharing your vulnerabilities is a sign of strength and not a sign of weakness.